Here we are, the Racing Pals pre-season. Green flags are out, we're away. Good start for everyone. There's a bit of contact. Everyone seems to get through the first corner cleanly. Small gap as deep cut goes wide. Darker seizes the opportunity to guard the inside. Bongus goes across the last bit of the chicane. That opens up the gap for Bartleby, who tries round the outside of the last corner. They're neck and neck as they come across the timing line under BMW bridge. Bartleby is ahead. Hello and welcome back once again to the Racing Pals Assetto Corsa Competizione GT3 season, brought to you today from the Circuit Spa de Francorchamps for what is maybe going to be a race with rain. The possibility of rain is on the horizon. You can see the sky looking very grey today as we are looking over down the run of the GT start line, the second pit lane up towards Rouge and Radion. You can see the sky off to the right hand side, just over the buildings of the first pit lane, are actually looking a bit worse for wear, really. It is starting to look a little bit gloomy and dark, so we may have to see what goes on there. I am Husky, and for people that are new to the RP series run by Racing Pals in Assetto Corsa Competizione, the rules and format are quite simple and do produce good racing, as the races are 1 hour long with a 15-minute qualifying. There is a mandatory pit stop where you must change your tyres. You do not have to refuel, however, though refueling is not banned. Some drivers have been taking the chance to refuel. Some drivers have been putting in the whole tank and just letting the car get lighter and lighter as the race goes on. It's always very interesting to see what happens. The weather is variable. There is ×2 time acceleration. There's the points table there as well. There are 3 driver classes for this season: Platinum, Silver and Bronze. And the ground's just changed as we are going to get the first wet qualifying of the season. I was speaking to Gons Rob Phillips, driving one of the Aston Martins today in the bronze class. He has apparently found the secret to the Aston Martin at Spa, so it'll be very interesting to see where he comes. It'll be very interesting as well to see if any drivers do go out to qualify. Some drivers, I heard, weren't going to go out and qualify if it was raining. However, at the end of the day, rain and qualifying, come rain or shine, you need to get out and put in the best lap. As yes, an hour is a long time, but you do want to start as far up the grid as possible, especially in possibly wet conditions of the race. However, on the flip side of that coin, it is a possibility that actually starting in amongst a pack in the rain may not be the best of things, especially if you're a bit skittish. In dry conditions, it'll only get worse in the rain. So, qualifying is underway, so we are going to hop down to the track and get a look and see who is out and about on this qualifying session. See who is there and who is running around. Once I just connect this up quickly, let's jump on with Mr. Bingus McBongus, the number 8 Bentley Yacht Club, in Platinum class, running Bingus McBongus. We will see how he does in this qualifying session. We'll see how everyone does in a qualifying session. 15 minutes, many drivers out on track today as well. A driver to keep your eye on, as I said earlier, was Rob Phillips. He had actually found, apparently, the toggle for the Aston Martin around this track. What I heard was running very aggressive rake on the rear of the car, so it's how aggressive the front of the nose points down. Also, you see behind, I think that's Kurt Moss in the BMW, only BMW on the grid. Well, which will make life very interesting. Let's jump on board with Mr. Rob Phillips. We'll have a see how he does on his lap. Keep an eye out on the left-hand side for his steering inputs, as he's just coming down the back straight now towards the bus stop chicane. Let's have a run on board with Rob Phillips. He's slowing down, maybe to let that Beamer past. Yeah, it was just to let that Beamer past. Here we go, into the bus stop chicane now. You can also see his race logic on the screen there, taking a wide angle into the second part, maybe just to get that extra straight line speed as he runs towards the start-finish line now, towards turn one. Remember, very tight right-hander. How much curb does he take? Quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit of steering lock, as well as he runs down now towards Eau Rouge and Raidillon over the start line. Not the finish line, however. This is the start line. The finish line is the one that we're all used to. Up for Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Oh, car stepping out a bit from under Rob Phillips there, as now we're on to the Kemmel Straight. Very long back straight. We've seen some quite good overtaking maneuvers here over the season already. Sorry, not over the season, at the last season race previously. One thing as well, I'll be relying on how on a lot of data, as well as YouTube is a new venture for me for stream. Normally we stick to Twitch, however today we are trialing YouTube for today's race. So I'll have a look with just over 10 minutes left of the qualifying session. Still on board with Gons now, into two left-handers who've just been through No Name. Just a case of letting the car flow as well as you possibly can in reality. Oh, quite a bit of standing water there. I don't know if you heard it on the right-hand side of the car. Now into what I am going to call a chicane. Technically the second chicane of the track. There is one more. I am going to call it a chicane, even though it's quite big. Now into a double right-hander. Not a lot of gap between the AstroTurf runoff and then the gravel. Again, this right-hander, it could be quite easy to overextend on the exit just to get a good run. Gons is slowing down, so I think that might be the qualifying session over for Gons. No, it was just letting Pierre Moreno through. Here we see the number 90 machine, the FIA Action 4 road safety car. There, here we go, on the run to the bus stop chicane. Bingus McBongus setting in the fastest time so far of 2:34.6. Trainboy 2005, only 0.051 off the pace of Bingus McBongus. Pierre Moreno jumping in now, 2:33.072. Bingus McBongus now being pushed down to second. 1.5 second gap, 1.6 second for Trainboy 2005, 3.2 for Frederick Schobler in the number 951 machine. Medeiros, a 5.1 second gap between Pierre Moreno and himself. The very interesting part about driving in the wet, especially if it's not guaranteed, it's a possibility, is the fact that you need to do practice for both. You need to do practice for both rain and shine, because otherwise you might get to the race having done only practice for dry, and it's chucking it down. And in these GT3 cars, from what I've heard and what I've been able to gather from my own driving, they seem to be quite sensitive to the track condition. as well, both setup-wise and car-wise. At least I drive a Lamborghini most of the time, so that's sort of where I'm used to feeling at Lamborghini. Really, the big difference is it wants to kill you more in the wet, but really it wants to kill you as best as it can normally anyway, so, you know, always worth a try. Jeez. But no, it's always interesting to see, because you have to balance your practice. It's interesting to ask people about rain racing is, how much are you practicing in the dry versus the wet? And from that, for quite a few drivers, you can gain a little bit of an idea of how confident they are of the weather as well. Like, not every driver can do it. Like, not every driver you can do this system with, but you can do it with quite a few. Where you're sort of sat there like, you know, in a percentage, or, you know, yeah, in a percentage, how, like, what's the difference between your dry practice and your wet practice? And if they go like, oh, I do 25% wet, 75% dry, you can make an assumption that they're fairly confident that it's going to remain dry. But if they're like, oh, 75% wet, 25% dry, that makes life a bit harder, because you can say that too, as you can take it away of they know how to drive the car in the dry, so they're focusing on the wet, or they'll sort out the wet and let the dry sort of come to them as it goes. It's always interesting to sort of get an idea. Where does Rob Phillips come? That was a 234.5. I think that might have been invalidated. Let's jump on with someone else. Let's jump on with a very interesting car on the grid, Mr. William Treasure for QP, the number 500. Number 500 Nissan GTR. Only one on the grid. It is being quite... what's the word I'm looking for here? He's being quite unique. Bingus but Bongus, who's driving a number 8 Bentley, was like, oh yeah, no one's going to pick the Bentley, no one's going to pick the Bentley. Everyone picks the Bentley. And Bingus but Bongus went, bing bong. Ah, jeez. So, we are watching William Treasure heading round. At the minute, I'm just sorting out my rear stuff as well. My little streaming overlays that I use for this too. Got the new YouTube streaming app up as well, which is very nice to see. Very interesting to watch. I'll see how it works. But there's Cookie in the background. Yeah, I can see Shizen, number 12, Aston Martin machine for Cookie No Livery Racing Keck. Very fun name to say, that team name, Cookie No Livery Racing Keck. Times are coming in. Where is William Treasure going to come? Stipsits is the top of the bronze class at the minute, 11.7 seconds off of the pace of the pole sitter, who is Mr. Dave Kalisnikow, who put in a 232.814. Here we go, about to watch William Treasure come across the line. Was that an outlap or a start lap? That was his lap. That was a 239.342, slotting him into 17th, which is, I believe it's maybe second in AM. Oh, off the track there is a Gary Rowe. Yeah, that is second in AM so far for Mr. William Treasure. Now we're watching Dave Kalisnikow, the number 167 Bentley on the back of Cookie No Livery Racing Keck, I believe that is. I could be wrong. There's Kyle Cook as well, taking the opportunity to take a dive down the inside of Kalisnikow as well, who may just catch up to him on the back straight. Dave Kalisnikow is currently running in the lead. Provisional pole at this current moment in time, a 232.814. That's not Cookie No Livery Racing Keck, that's number 25. Again, I'm not 100% sure who's driving that one this evening. have to see as David Kalisnikow is now coming up towards the final bus stop chicane. Very striking livery. The Eminent Authority Racing 167 Bentley. You've got the nice deep purples on one side and then the grayscale on the other with the gold stripe down the middle to partner the two off. It's a very striking livery. I really do like it. I wish ACC had the ability to let you run different colours on each rim as well, because that I think would add quite a lot. Now we're on board with the number 167 machine of Dave Kalisnikow. 2.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Some drivers not qualifying so far. 22 have qualified at this current minute in time out of the grid of 34 on the grid. Oh, look at Kalisnikow. He needs a 45-second through the first sector. We'll keep an eye now as he runs up towards the timing line. Where is this going to be? I don't think it's going to be on. I'm not sure because it's not giving me the readout. Now we're on the run. I think Kalisnikow is 3 tenths up on his best lap as he heads through the off-camber right-hander towards No Name. Apparently 4 tenths up. Pierre Moreno behind is also 4 tenths up as Pierre Moreno takes provisional pole with a 2:32 when it's 6:31. Dave Kalisnikow is apparently 4 tenths up still, however, as he runs past No Name now into the double left. It's downhill. This Bentley seems to be very much able to just eat curves, which must be very good. Jürgen Zuscheisen slotted into 3rd place as well, the silver driver, pole for silver. Pole for... Okay, so your current top 3 for each class provisional is Pierre Moreno and Dave Kalisnikow with Terry Liggins for your platinum class, Jürgen Zuscheisen, Alan the German, and Trainboy 2005 for your silver class, and Rob Phillips, Gary Rowe, and Toby Long for your bronze class. Got that right first time. We're still with Dave Kalisnikow. He's apparently 5 tenths up, half a second. So too is Jürgen Zuscheisen at that point. It did start to drop down, however. Maybe a bad corner for Jürgen Zuscheisen. Let's have a look. Pierre Moreno is also apparently a 10th up on his lap. Dave Kalisnikow is just under 2 tenths up as... Oh, there's contact into the bus stop chicane. Oh, it seemed that the BMW just broke early. I think that might be Dave's lap gone. Yeah, 3.6 seconds that cost him. He's going to get one more. However, the BMW is just wrong place, wrong time. I think the number 167 machine expected the BMW to slow down a bit later. Tried to make the move up the inside into the bus stop, but not quite doing it. The session is now over, so lap times will start to come in. I will try to keep an eye on what's happening where as Paolo Alex comes through to take provisional 13th. Gobsmacker in the number 69. Ferrari coming in to take 5th so far. A few drivers won't be able to complete a lap. Terry Liggins, Smith, Schoblam, Alan the German, Bingus McBongus, Bonds, K. Moss, Angel, Rowe, Cook, Long, Rumi, Medina, and Rotten Muscle are the ones I can see who aren't going to be able to fill out another time. So we will have to see how this goes. For Dave Kalisnikow, who's currently 3 tenths up. However, it's an 8-tenth gap between himself and Pierre Moreno. Pierre Moreno setting a 2:31.9. Best lap. Dave Kalisnikow is only about 3 tenths up, which he's going to need to improve on. From the overlay that I get, he was running apparently about 6 tenths up towards the final bus stop chicane, and then obviously had that collision with the BMW. Just went for a few more drivers to finish up now. Mercury's in a Beamer. I think there's 2 Beamers today. Maybe. But let's see. I think Kalisnikow is actually running pretty much on time himself so far. Ooh, bit of a wiggle there towards the bus stop chicane. Looks like he keeps it solid. Ed Costetta coming in as well to take provisional 4th. And across the line comes Dave Kalisnikow. Does he improve his time? That's the question. I'm going to guess not, as he goes for a spin. A 233.081. So, your lineup is as follows. In the lead is Pierre Moreno, followed by Dave Kalisnikow, Jürgen Zuscheisen, Ed Costetta, Terry Liggins, Gregory Gobsmacker, Jürgen Uderdorp, Yamik Smith, Trainboy 2005, Frederick Schoblin, Matteo Monastelli, Aaron Feidlach, Bingus McBongus in 13th, Rob Phillips running in 14th, Kurt Moss in 15th, 16th was Paolo Ali, 17th was Paolo Angel, 19th Carl Cook, 20th Toby Long, 21st Joe Rumi, or you Rumi, I'll figure it out, 22nd was Medina, 23rd was Lara Mercury, 24th was Ronald Rotter-Musseler, 25th was Trivanov, 26th Ian Arnold, 27th Medeiros, 28th Simon Angel, 29th Nicholas Van Gelou, 30th William Treasure, 31st Jurgen Sipsitz, 32nd Alexandra Gregorev, 33rd William Ultra-Einen, 34th, and the rounding off the grid is Justin Gottlieb. Here we are, getting ready to get racing. Currently a little, I think about a minute left on the pre-race timer, so we will get a look at 49 seconds as we get ready to go racing. We will be very much so witnessing a few battles on the run up to El Rouge and Radion. You can hear the engine striking up now as we are about to go racing. We will be watching the Sportify number 63 car of Gary Rowe. He is pretty much in the middle of the pack. Ready to hear the engine strike up. We'll almost be there. Off we go for the formation lap. Keep in mind a rolling, single file rolling start, double file, single file formation lap, double file rolling start. There we go, Husky. Correct words. Correct words will help you. So here we go, setting off. See how many cars are showing. They're showing there are so many behind as well. So many ahead too. We will be getting ready to go racing as we cross over the treetops. There is a Sportify livery. Very nice livery for Gary Rowe and his teammate. I do like the way those Aston Martins have come out. I just really like the gradient that's the gradient style that's running on them. So we will be getting ready to go to green. Currently still on the formation lap. As it stands. So we are just gonna hang around until the start of the race. Very close up. Very close up Eau Rouge, I believe. Drivers running too wide. It does seem to be a dry start. However, it could go to wet as the race goes on. Keep in mind there is an hour of racing to come underway. There's a pit stop as well. The most common strategy does seem to be pit in at halfway at half time, or as close to it as you can get. Get yourself in, get yourself done, get yourself out. So the cars will line up into double file after the bus stop chicane. That is typically where they do it. Maybe a bit before, actually, depends on drivers. Okay, yeah, a bit before it seems. Yep. Very much before. Look out for Kyle Cook in the red chrome Ferrari behind. He may go for an early move just to try and gain some positions off of Gary Rowe and Paolo Angel. Paolo Angel, the green, lime green and black Bentley just to the left of your screen. You can also see ahead Paolo Alex and Kurt Moss as well. Very interesting as we get ready to go green. Pierre Moreno running side by side with Dave Kalisnikow. And we're getting ready to go green. Here we go, down towards the start line now. And we go green here at Spa for the 1 hour Racing Pals Assetto Corsa Competizione GT3 season here at the Circuit Spa of Francorchamps. Looks like many drivers get through cleanly. Pierre Moreno gets absolutely jumped off at the start by Dave Kalisnikow. Further back, oh, there's been a big crash behind. Of course, it's not going to let us see it because ACC is going mental. Few cars round there. We just saw it off of the back of the camera angle, actually. I think quite a few drivers got mixed up in that. Yeah, there's Lauren Mercury just getting through the first chicane now. Yeah, damage there to the side of Alexander Goriev's car too. So very much closer to go. Pierre Moreno has dropped down to 4th. Gregory Gobsmaker has pushed up to 3rd place and is now on the back of Ed Costetta. Ed Costetta in this very interesting colour combination car. We're now with Roland Rotter, Rotter Muscle. He's got Gary Rowe in front. Gary Rowe just has Kyle Cook ahead of him. Clench engaged, very much so. I just need to grab something because my Assetto Corsa broadcast overlay has crashed itself, as it always does. Great. So we've lost my Assetto Corsa Competizione streaming panel, which means that we're not going to get any nice jumps around cars today. We're going to do it this way. So here we are on the back of Jürgen Zuscheisen. He has just lost fifth position to Smith. Steve Smith just ahead that Bentley. So we're with Trainboy 2005, currently running in 8th place. On the back of Terry Liggins, he has Udadorp chasing behind, who just behind him has Monticelli as well. Very interesting free car gap here. Go through the first corner. There is a yellow flag as well. I would say we'd see what's happened, however. Yeah, we just need to scroll through until we find something that's happening. Here we go. Ian Arnold, number 17. Sorry, number 47 machine running in 17. Gained multiple positions there. Let's head back a bit more. There we go. Here's a group of cars. Here's Toby Long, Sportify Esports driver. You can see Shoblin, Trifonov, many other drivers. There is someone off there. Is that Udadorp? It is Udadorp. Quite a bit of damage. Very much damage to the front of that Aston Martin. Actually, insane amounts of damage, really. I think maybe he might have bonked the wall or bonked an opponent of his. Oh, that's a pack. Here we are with Frederick Schoblem. He's got Nicholas Van Gelwy around the outside as they head onto the long back straight. There's contact. Frederick Schoblem goes off. Oh, Bongers has to take much avoiding action there. Here we go. Up the inside, out the bus stop chicane. Toby Long on William Treasure. very, very close now, side by side. You can see Medina getting involved as well. Maybe a look up the inside. No, not quite. We'll stick with this, however, for a little while. Otherwise, I have to stall off. Here we go, up through Eau Rouge now. See what happens with this pack. I was going to say something else. I need to go look up. Here is Roland Rottermuscle, currently running in 11th, close to Kyle Cook, ahead in 10th place. We will see how he goes now as past No Name. I'm going to call Gareth from now on this race. So let's see, that gap seems to have extended through the second sector. Have a look and see if it's if it gets closer at all. Might do. Ferrari on Ferrari, so evenly matched in car. I believe they're both the Evo. Go into the bus stop chicane, now back out of it. Here we go. Is there going to be a move up into the first corner? Kyle Cook defending the inside. Rottermuscle might not be able to get the switch back, but he could try it now as they run towards Rouge, Radion, whatever we're calling it. At some point it changes during the middle, and it's a scene of mass debate. Yeah, but here we go now on the back. Rottermuscle moving around to the inside. Let's have a look. Can he get it down the inside of Kyle Cook? No. Kyle Cook swoops across, shuts the door. Alan the German is also just ahead in that white Audi as well. Oh, Kyle Cook is going to look as he goes round the outside. Alan the German slows up and lets the two drivers through. Yes, they are in different classes after all. Just having a search, really. Here we are with Justin Gosselin, the number 36 Lexus in the bronze class, running currently in 23rd. On the grid, a few drivers have already pitted. Palo, Alex, Udador, Brumi, and Shoblem. Interesting to see what happens. We'll stick with this for a little while and just see. Gaps do get close. Closer. It is Lexus on GTR. Have a look. Could there be a move into the bus stop chicane? It looks like there might be a move into turn one for one of these three cars, however. Could get a very good turn one dive. Firework, no, not quite yet. Power Angels coming inside. Prefus Medina. Ooh, someone bottoming out quite a bit there.